I thought the video had several important messages. There is always meaning in suffering. I do agree with that. I've had many moments in my life where I endured, some pretty significant suffering. Um, my dad died. He was hit and killed by a drunk driver when I was 20 years old. After that, I also kind of got wrapped up in addiction and kind of running away from my suffering. Didn't have a whole lot of meaning in my life except that pleasure seeking that was mentioned in the video. I think a lot of people put goalposts out in front of them as far as what will make them happy. That's kind of, where I was at afterwards. It's like, oh, if I could just make this much money, or if I could just get the job, or if I could meet the right person, then, like they would save me from my suffering. And that was never the case. The only time, that I was able to kind of find peace within my suffering was when I surrendered. And I just accepted that my resistance wasn't going to change my suffering. It was only when I was able to accept and give meaning to my suffering that I was able to find peace. Now I look at every instance of suffering as a challenge to grow. It's an opportunity to grow. And once I shifted that mindset, things just started to happen for me. I have a great community of friends, very loving relationships in my life. I'm doing well in my life. I have a career that I'm proud of. I, have a home. And like, while all of these are external things, I think the most valuable thing that I've achieved out of all of it is just like a deep love and contentment for myself, because I do have a like the most important thing to me is my sense of wonder. I think life while we're here is just made up of experiences, whether it's those connections, or, getting outside in nature, or I don't know, like achieving things like joining an improv group, climbing Mount Everest, or whatever it is, traveling, whatever lights you up, and just having that sense of wonder for the world, because man, like all of it is just fascinating and miraculous. And why are we here? I don't need to have the answer to that, I just have to, I don't know, marvel at it while I am here. So I thought the video was really cool. I do agree with him when he says, society is kind of designed to disconnect us from nature, our communities, and, our inner spirit consciousness, however you identify with it. But I think once we're able to kind of go within for those answers and have like, kind of a radical acceptance, radical compassion, love for our neighbor, willing to get outside of ourselves with service, then yeah, we can find that meaning to life. I've found that to be true in mine.